Yeah. Welcome to the Infinite Ambition Podcast. Recognize your limitless worth, damn it. Finally, man, I am very, very excited to have this guest in here today. I've been trying to get him in here for a long time. Good minute. Good friend of mine, man. Good musical mind. Friend of mine. A lot of you know him, some of you don't, but if you don't, you will pretty soon. This is the Brian Smith.
Hello.
Yeah. Got him in Infinite Ambition Studios this evening. This is episode 15. Episode 15, man. So excited about it. Man.
Yeah.
Got sitting up here, drinking, got good vibes going. I got a little bit of that brandy up in me. You know, man, that's how we do. We celebrate life with a little bit of drinking, a little bit of whatever it is you want to do. As long as you're feeling good and you're feeling positive, that's how you make things happen here. What you got in your hand right there? What you sipping on?
Actually, it's a new beer I've never tried before. It's called Wreck Havoc Imperial Red Ale. So,
I guess that's appropriate name for it.
Bootstrap Brewing. I'm not getting paid by these guys, so this is it's not a plug.
Somebody gets a little too carried away with their.
But I'm sorry, Khari. I've been meaning to come in for a long time.
I'm glad you're here, man. It's like I was talking about before we went on the air, before you started talking. Sometimes it may just take a while to get certain things to happen, but when it does happen, it's organic and it feels very good. Like maybe the timing is just supposed to be now. Maybe it wasn't supposed to happen weeks ago or months ago. Maybe now's the time because we got so much built up in our mind that we got to talk about that we haven't been able to talk about with other people before.
Right on.
And so, what you been up to lately, though? For those who may not have seen you around or whatever, or who may not see you on a regular basis.
Yeah, not much to be honest. Just living in Crested Butte, enjoying it. Checking out as much music as I can. Getting to Denver, checking out music there.
Have you been to a show in Denver lately? Like anything?
Yeah, I think I went on Thursday. What did I see? Oh, it's this drum and bass crew out of Denver called Language. It was at a club called the Black Box. It's like all electronic music and some hip hop, some.
Okay.
But it's just like kind of a DJ or that style of music club, and they're open like 3-4 nights a week. It's really good.
Wow, I never heard of that spot before.
It's relatively new. It used to be called Coyotes, so it used to be like a dead bar, and that kind of scene, and they moved on,
right? And
these people bought it.
I still got a lot of friends in Denver. Maybe I'll ask around with them, see if they've heard Black Box or Coyote, what it used to be called.
Yeah, it's real good now. Great sound system. They even got a pool table. They got 2 rooms, a lounge, and a main room.
Okay. Have you, do you do any DJing or just?
No, not really. I mean, I have all the equipment. I've tried to do it a bunch. I used to do it for KBUT and had a show called The Fear of a Whack Planet.
Yes, I was on that show one time.
Yeah, at least
that
once.
was a fun night.
Yeah. Yep. And so I gave up that a while ago, and I just still into music, just on my own time.
Right. So you do production, you make beats, or you play instruments, or?
I do, but I just haven't been doing it. I'm a procrastinator, Khari. That's why it took you so long to
But
when
you was into it though, when you was like in the mix, like what was your bread and butter? Like what was you mainly focus on?
Well, I like to actually. I was just trying to figure out the machine I have, the MPC 2000 XL, which was the original one I had, and there's just a certain way of making music with that. That's not always. I don't know. It's sort of real logical or abstract-ish compared to other instruments, which some people can pick up and just play.
Right. Yeah, like if a lot of y'all may have noticed, in almost most of the beat banking videos I posted within the last year and a half was I was using the MPC 2000 XL, which is Brian's, and I mentioned it in the video. He's let me borrow it, graciously let me borrow it for a lot longer than I thought I would have it. I think it's overstated its welcome here, but you know what? It's his, and that's what the beat machine he was talking about, which is one of my favorite beat machines. A lot of my favorite producers use that one, the MPC 2000, the MPC 60. And when last time he was here, he brought over his beast of a machine, the Renaissance.
Yeah,
that was the Renaissance, right?
Yep.
Man, that shit was sexy. Bro.
They got a few more models now.
Yeah. They come out with
MPC Live,
like once or twice a
MPC
year. They come out with a new model.
And they're incredible. These machines and the capabilities. Everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of times now, people who make music using computers, there's a lot of people who are like, they're button pushers. And man,
I prefer hands-on.
There's a way of making music with computers and technology we're scratching the surface.
Exactly.
It's going to get incredible.
I'm still a traditionalist in most of the ways, so to speak. You know, like the old beat machines, hands-on. You doing the chords yourself, doing the drums, programming the drums yourself.
Yeah, having hardware.
Playing around with samples. If I had 2 turntables here, I would go back to doing it that way, sampling from the turntables. Because I used to DJ a little bit myself.
I got turntables, Khari. I could have.
I could have been over your house plenty of times. Over there, cutting
They're not set up. They're just in boxes.
Hey, it'll be set up when I get over there. I'll set that shit up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I used to DJ a little bit. One of my side gigs when I worked on the cruise line, crew bar DJ, and I did a couple of family reunions when I was a kid. My Uncle Rod taught me a little bit the basics, and ever since I just touched the vinyl the first time, I was hooked. I was like, this is what I want to do the rest of my life, just control the crowd with music, and just snowball from there. But yeah, as far as get back to what I was saying, using beat machines and keyboards and pianos and programming beats from scratch is my favorite, while implementing a lot of the tricks and gadgets from plugins and other programs you use in the computer, different types of DAWs you have.
Yeah, that's where I get
audio
overwhelmed.
workstations for those who don't know. And while implementing all the new tricks and everything, which is cool and fun, but if you only use that, you're kind of cheating a little bit. Pause for a second. Kick her out.
Yeah,
microphone check 1 2. What is this? We back? Sound check.
Yep.
Okay, good. I hear you. So yeah, like I was saying, what do you feel like your favorite method of beat making would be? Like, what's your mind frame going in to start hooking up a beat?
It's basically building around a sample.
Okay.
I know there's other ways of doing it, but the way I do it is I find something just isolated in another person's song, like when the beats and the drums might have dropped out and this dropped out and there's one instrument left, or a couple instruments. I take that, then I basically match it to the BPM. So if I wanted to loop at a certain part, like end at one part and then start over again at the beginning part, then I just put that on the first start of the beat and then just let it play out, figure out how many bars it is, loop it to a tempo, and then once I got it to the tempo, then I can stretch it, shrink it, chop it up, and I start there. And then I spread that out over as many pads as it takes.
That's a good method, man. You look for do you look for the break beat? That's kind of what I do.
Yeah, but a lot of times
that's what I do first anyway.
I probably should do it that way. I have enough break beats broken up and sampled, and then I don't know. I guess I have a real way of doing it. I start with whatever sample. It could be a drum sample, like a breakbeat. Yeah. It could also just be a piano. It could be a weird sound. It could be a person's voice. And sometimes something just gets me started. That's
what makes it so fun, because each different song that you sample from has different element that makes you want to start it from. Maybe like like you said, the breakbeat, or like a bass line, or a horn, or a person's voice, or maybe just the intro or the outro. Yeah. Or a sample that they use, and you take a chunk of that. It just depends on what you're feeling in that moment from that specific song. And that's kind of how, when I went back to saying like traditionally, when I say most of the time if I do a sample, I start with the break beats, because that's how basically hip hop started. Yeah. You know, DJ Kool Herc, you take the break beats from like jazz, James Brown, or like rock or funk, and take those break beats, loop them, and play them in the party. People dance to it. Yeah. Then like the MC was just somebody talking on the mic, talking about the DJ. That's how rapping started. You start talking to the DJ, then you talk about yourself. Then you put it into a verse, and it became a song. Blah blah blah. Snowballs, you know.
And it's like a lot of people don't get it, like break dancing. You know what that refers to is dancing when the break drops. Yep. Not like, and so that's the same thing Khari was just bringing about. Like the MCs, once you started looping the breaks, and just even if it was using just turntables. Then once the break got repeated over and over, it got real funky, and that's when the break dancers got down, and they were. That's what I heard Kool Herc say one time, is that he noticed that there was dancers just waiting around, waiting for the break of the song. And when the break of the song came on, they got down, and he was like, "Well, why should that only happen one time during a song? I'm gonna loop that."
Yeah, that was his genius, man. So forward thinking. 40-some years later, he's still alive, man. He's still watching it. He's seen the growth. I mean, shout out to DJ Kool, the creator of this game we call hip-hop, man.
Yeah, he is the creator. A lot of people ask me who created hip-hop, and I know everybody's got an opinion, and it's weird to think it started in one place at one time, but DJ Kool Herc, if anybody, all the other legends say he started it. Like
Project Parties in the Bronx, man.
Yeah.
Wish I was there, man.
I've been there. I've been to that spot.
Dog. Man.
I've been to that spot once. It's Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx.
So I've been through it at a certain time, but not like I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, nothing was happening when I was there.
Yeah, I wasn't
but I was, I picked up one of the break dancers. What's his name? Pop Master Fable. He's one of the original Rocksteady crew break dancers, and I was picking him up just because my friend books shows, and they booked him as the breakdancing judge for the show. Damn, so I picked him up and drove him back to Massachusetts.
That's what's up, man. You met him? Hey,
yeah, he was mad cool.
Yeah, they featured him on that documentary, The Freshest Kids, was basically about breakers from back then.
Yeah, Rocksteady Crew was one of the original big ones. And
oh shit! So did you ever meet Crazy Legs and them?
No.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was
essence, dude.
But I was like, I was like a fanboy when I met him, so I'm pretty sure he didn't respect me like I respected him.
That's how it is, though, man. You can't even fault nobody for that. They probably had a ton of fanboys back then. Not even to mention the Kingdom.
Yeah, he told me he broke dance for the Queen of England once.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
And
Let's just show you how far our arms of hip hop reaches, man.
Exactly.
So, man, in our culture all around the world, just the amount of time this almost was 40 some years.
Yeah.
And now it's become the biggest genre, and the biggest selling, then the most popular, the most copied, then most emulated,
most influential. They found that too. And
hell yeah.
There's even weird studies that came up. There's a study that came up recently. I mean, I can't believe every study you hear, but what was it? It was cheese. When cheese was fermenting, or what the hell cheese does, but whenever it was aging and processing, they played a lot of different musics to the same cheese culture or whatever, and they tried to figure out which music made the funkiest cheese.
Wow.
It was hip hop.
Damn. Bars, dollars for y'all. You don't know.
I pretty much nerd out on everything hip hop, so
if
there's a hip hop study, I probably
now it's
read
one
on
of them.
But
funk and hip hop, funk
makes
music.
sense.
Also, you bring it back to that word funk too. My boy at home, Jaren, the Gemini George, they went from second grade. He's also a producer and musician, rapper. He's got a podcast called the Gym City Syndicate. Him and his boy, Black Friday, and they do a lot of episodes based on the funk, where it came from. And they had a conversation one time that I heard many years ago, about that word, how it started. One of the ways it started is because that look on people's faces when they hear that melody and hear that rhythm.
Make that face.
It's like make that face like you smell something that stinks, like the funk. And that's where it comes from. That name, oh shit, that makes so much sense. So
because
the cheese, hip hop, blah blah
it does.
Connections, man. That's crazy. Love this shit, man.
It's almost like that bass face, that electronic bass face.
Yeah, the bass face.
Yeah.
Some people call it the gas face.
There's bass.
I'm about to do another shot right now.
That sounds good.
All the way.
It's all good.
So what was you saying?
Oh, what I think would be a decent idea is when I did interviews for K-Butt, I would interview artists who I really liked, and I could easily talk to them for 15 or 20 minutes, but nobody, if you're not into that artist as much as I am, to listen to a 15-minute conversation, it's tough for some people.
It is.
And I think what I used to do is ask them a bunch of questions and then be like, oh, I want to get into this song off your album. Can you tell me something about it?
Exactly.
And then they would be like, oh yeah, I made it with this guy. Shout out to this guy on the beat, or this happened, this, and whatever it was. And maybe we could try it sometime where we could almost do songs. I know once you introduce songs, you have legal copyright issues.
Yeah, well, when it comes to my songs, I own all the copyrights to my shit.
But what if we did a show, like one time you would be like, do you remember this song? And
yeah.
And then you play a song.
Right.
But if you do the whole song, we might have to do like a
snippet.
I don't know.
Maybe like a snippet of it. Or
something, right?
Yeah, it'd be some way to...
Just because if our listeners didn't know the song we were talking about, like we've heard saying, like, what about this song? They're like, I remember when I heard that. That's what this song means to me. But they might not have heard the song yet.
Exactly.
And if they heard the song, you were like, this is the song. And then they'd be like, oh, this is what I remember about when I heard the song.
There's a way to do it and post it without getting flagged or getting muted. I haven't figured it out yet. It's just
that would be an interesting show, I think, though.
Because we could. I would love that.
Because we could, bring up songs, and sometimes you'll say a song, and I'll be like, oh, I got a memory with that song or a feeling about that song.
Oh, yeah,
and then you might have a totally different one.
Yep.
And it might be like, oh, fuck.
I can have those conversations for hours. I can talk about that till I'm blue in the face.
24/7. I know, me too, to be honest. Fuck, man.
Bring up, you can have a story about that, like why you like that song, a story about what way it's
where
affected
I was
you.
When I heard that shit.
Man.
And then, and there's songs like I like now that I hated on. Like at one point they came out and I was like, fuck those guys. Like,
I got those too.
And then later you're like, damn, what? I was just a hater.
I'll give you a good example right now. When that Day and Night by Kid Cudi came out,
Yeah.
I hated the hell out of that song. I couldn't stand it. And then years later, well, not years later, but maybe a couple years later, I would hear it in the club. I'm like, vibing to it, like, okay, I can see how people like it.
Yeah.
A year later, I'm like, oh, okay, it's the joint. Now I love it.
Now everyone else is already over it.
Yeah, I know, right? Now I love it. Most of my iPod is full of songs that's like super old that people are over, but I still play them because I like more of the early 2000s and older stuff more than now. Not to shit on what's out now, but
I know
my love for what's out now is very thin. I only like very few things, few far in between. Some will come out that I'm really passionate about, that I love.
Yeah.
Most of it's just like, same old.
Who is it? Who are you into right now?
Well, I'm into DJ Mustard's production. I like new names. I like some of Tyga's new stuff because he actually came out, started shining on his own a lot more now.
Okay, see, I don't know much about him.
I can't even name a whole lot of new names right now because I just hear something every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on like stuff that I'm creating.
Yeah.
And things I hear every once in a while.
Yeah, it's only a few.
To figure it out because there's only a few.
There's a few I got and I do like right now that I like a lot, but they're mostly like almost throwback sounding artists.
Yeah.
They're new stuff, but it's a little more like the 90s, or it's lyrical, or
that's more what I appreciate now too. Or like some of the older artists are coming back and putting out a little more newer music.
Yeah.
I appreciate more. I mean, I still got like I can name a list as long as my arm of artists that I'm huge fans of, but they're not people that's new.
Yeah.
They're people that's been out for
it's
many
old
years.
artists releasing new music.
Yeah.
There's a few new people, man.
Relevant.
There's one person I like a lot, or one group, but they're out of Buffalo, New York, which I never knew much about, even though I grew up not a hell of a far away from there. They have a record label called Griselda Records.
Okay.
And
Griselda.
Yeah.
You know what Griselda is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's funny. You catch everything.
We talking about that later too. That story. But go ahead.
And then so the main artist on the record label, there's one guy called Conway the Machine. Then it's his brother, his blood brother, sibling, is West Side Gun. And it's spelled with 2 N's on the gun. And there's another guy called Benny the Butcher.
Benny the Bitch.
Yeah. And they're all dope. West Side Gun's got this real high nasal voice that kind of throws me off. But he's the one who got first recognition.
High nasal like Danny Brown.
Yeah, I know. Something like that. Like Danny Brown's voice pisses me off. Like, it's just nails on a chalkboard to me, Danny Brown's voice.
Yeah, I can't fuck with it.
I can't. And a lot of people I respect fuck with them.
Yeah.
I see these artists who I love, these big producers who I love, or small independent producers who I love, who got a track with them, and you're like, damn it. How, what am I not hearing?
If I get past the voice, his lyrics is super dope, but the only time I've ever heard of him is just people playing his music at work.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's tough. Danny Brown's one of those artists that's tough. That a lot of people are embracing. There's a couple of tracks. It's his voice who kills me. But I've heard people say one of my best friends and one of the people I respect about hip hop opinions always didn't like Kendrick because of his voice.
Right. He has a real light, small guy voice. He's just a small guy.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of songs where he puts a lot of filters on it. His engineer does like a lot of filters and special effects in his voice, which is cool for his songs he does because he does like animate a lot of his songs. It makes sense when he does it. And I can see how people could wish he just
didn't do it. I like
do
it
as much, but I fuck with his music.
I like that too. Kendrick is I know he's not necessarily new at this point.
Yeah.
But
he's newly super hot. I mean, that is like he's being on top within the last 7 or 8 years. And
he's probably my favorite. It'd be for a new artist. For me, it would be like true new artists. And these guys are like old.
Yeah.
It is Kendrick. It is J. Cole.
Love Cole, Schoolboy Q.
Yes.
No.
And I don't know as much material by Schoolboy. I should know more. I like Joey Badass.
Yeah, Joey Badass is nice.
And Conway the Machine. These guys are brand new, like in the last 2 years, and I really like them. The Buffalo Crew, Griselda Records. It's grimy, New York.
Yeah.
It's the song content, though. I mean, what they rap about is mostly just like selling drugs and and shooting people or something like that. It's like it doesn't go, but they can say it in a billion different ways.
Right.
And they say it so clever that it just makes you laugh.
That's what I love, man. You be creative with your words and like wordplay and be clever with storytelling.
No.
And make people, I call it the rewind factor. Make people rewind. Like, well, that was, what
Yeah.
did you say? Rewind that play again. That was pretty hard. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I was hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
And it's like, and there's a lot of those, some of the best artists like Wu-Tang and whatnot. And I can listen to them now and catch lines that I missed,
Yep.
even though I played that thing 100 times when it came out. You
Yeah,
know?
me too. Them, Camp Low, they just come
Yeah.
out with some new stuff recently. I was like super huge fan of them when they first came out. And even though I didn't know, they couldn't understand half the words they're saying because they made up all their own slang. It just sounds smooth as hell. The beats, oh my god.
And that's another thing about, I think, hip hop, the artists who make their own slang. Because Kendrick basically did that, where it was he had certain words that he came out with that no one else is using, and the same with like even Method Man. He'd be like, he smoking weed. He used to call weed meth. He's like, I'm getting high off the meth, you know.
Yeah.
And he turned his own name into a
Used his
slang
own
for
name,
fucking
yeah.
weed.
Yeah, like again, in that conversation, you can't bring up that conversation without saluting the king, the originator of coming up with the original slang that over 90% of rappers I got from today, which is E40, 40 water. Man, most of the hip hop slang that's came out since he came out came from him.
Yeah.
Him and the clique, because they just like just stuff that's even used in mainstream media and has nothing to do with music.
Was that E40?
Yeah.
Fuck. Was that E40?
Yep. Almost there. Most stuff you people be saying now came from him in some sort of way. Just a basic, just basic simple pop in the collar that he started.
And that's it, because I mean, if you're coming up with your own slang, that means you're like really confident. You're not just looking at somebody else for like some direction. You're like, dude, I'm using my name for the slang. I'm using
a whole nother level of confidence that you coming out with your own slang and it slaps. That shit hits.
Yeah, and then other people start using it. Like, and then all of a sudden, what you used to just say for yourself, all of a sudden becomes like nationally trending.
I heard Birdman say in an interview one time. He said he wish he would have trademarked bling bling. So he did. Him and Wayne went on all music. Everybody and mama used that word, used that term ever since it came out. Even people that's using it, not even in terms of music. You still hear it in commercials today. It has nothing to do with music at all. Just anything shiny or fancy. People using it. Everybody has used that. It's like, man, if we were smart, we would have trademarked it. That's what you say. I'm like, yep.
And that's what I feel about hip hop. Is it's overlooked. People don't even realize it. That there's tons of words. That steezy comes from hip hop. Fresh, dope. Tons. All the words that are pretty much popular now. Ill comes from hip hop. It didn't start in jam bands. I mean, like, it's so influential now that a lot of people don't recognize where all this came from.
Well, what influenced you the most when you first got into it? What was like when you first got into it?
I don't know. Or whatever. It was really early on, so that was before my brain even formed. It really was. I was brainwashed, First song I remember ever hearing hip-hop song that I loved was the Treacherous 3 Christmas rapping.
Dog! I was just about to mention...
Go ahead. I don't know what that is, like 84 or something like that, 85?
Yeah, I think 85.
And I was born in 79, so I was like 5 or 6. Like, didn't have much choice about what my influences were at that point. I just knew that I loved that song.
Yo, I was born in 81. The first 2 or 3 songs that really caught my ear, you mentioned Treacherous 3, it was Kumo D, How You Like Me Now, and then LL Cool J's I'm Bad.
Yeah.
But something, cause I think my uncle was playing it in his car that, Kumo D, How You Like Me Now.
Yeah.
He played the whole tape, had the Wild Wild West on there.
Yeah,
I saw the video, and I don't know if it was in MTV Raps or some video shots on the video. Yeah, I seen the video of both those songs.
Glasses.
I was like, oh, this is
and
so
the high
cool.
top fade.
Yep. Oh man, I was like, damn. I heard I'm Bad by LL Cool J at a family reunion or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like dancing like so hard. Back then, I was the shyest person in the world. When that shit came on, I lost my mind. I wanted to dance dancing so hard all over the place, probably off beat. I was just jamming, man. I'm like, I knew, man. That's what I was like. I was stuck. I was hooked from then on out.
Yeah, really, it just grabbed me right away. Like, there was really, it wasn't like, oh, I like the style, I like the image, I like the work. It was just I'm a kid. Like, it's like the kids you see at weddings now when you play some some hip hop song or something. They're out there dancing for no reason. Like
exactly, it's just
they don't know
vibe,
what they're dancing. But some of my favorite songs that I remember that I like knew every word of, like back to back. Just memorized that. I'm so good. I still know words of those songs. It's like Slick Rick Children's Story. It's like even like the Humpty Dance. It's I can't. I mean, there's tons of them. There's Mama Said Knock You Out. That was when he said LL Cool J. I was like, I'm bad for some reason that didn't hit. Or it was Boom and System. I love Boom and System by LL Cool J. Or it's Jingling Baby.
Jingling Baby. Yeah, I remember I was a teenager. I saw a video the second time I was a teenager. I was like, I gotta be in that video. You know what? I want to do something like that.
Or
how can I move the crowd with stuff I word? How can I move the crowd with words I write? Then around that time, 16, 17, I started trying to write my own little raps, whatever, before it evolved. But yeah, man, it's just.
And it was pretty stupid, but this is the truth of it. Like, I never tried to start rapping because I was white. Seriously, because the Beastie Boys existed, LO or Vanilla Ice existed. It was just not my territory, and I really thought that. It was
only a handful back then.
I thought that. I was like, this is not my culture.
Pretty much
like
third base.
Like I felt that. Like, this is not my culture. Like I'm not gonna. I can't. I have no credibility in this.
Yeah.
And because of it, I never freaking tried. Which, if I tried, it might have been pretty good.
It was a while before there was a burst of white rappers that came out. Like, I think Eminem opened the door for a lot.
Once M happened, that was. But even like third base,
who had talent, just to get confidence.
And same with the Beastie Boys.
If he did it, I can do it. And none of them has been as big as him. But a lot more started to show more confidence.
Normal. And
before, there's probably a lot that just never came out because, like you said, they didn't feel like
that was their place. And I think the Beastie Boys did break the ice for a lot of people, but not many people are going to say the Beastie Boys are the best rappers alive or whatever, or the GOATs. Or people do say Eminem's the GOAT. Like there's a lot of people who would say he's the GOAT.
I'll be honest with you, he's in my top 6. Beastie Boys was never really in my top 10 because I wasn't really feeling them much as everybody else was. But I understood why everybody liked them. So to this day, like, I respect their legacy, what they've done. I understand why people love them. It's just that the whole rock mix wasn't really.
See, I didn't like License to Ill, but Possible T.
It wasn't really connecting to me that much.
Yeah, I didn't like the first. I mean, I did like the first album when that came out. I remember mowing my lawn, listening to No Sleep Till.
See, back then I'm like, I get it now, but I just wasn't gravitating at that time. Plus, and up until around 2000, my mind wasn't as open in music as it was after 2000. I was pretty like a narrow lane.
Yeah, me too. That's what people don't understand about me too. I was super close-minded about music for a long time, but the thing that did was made me like go deeper in one direction versus like, because I didn't hear like I didn't know who Clearwater Revival or any of those bands were until I hit college. And once I hit college, then I got influenced by like regular rock and roll and stuff. Like my parents are from Ireland, and we like the two choices we had was either Irish traditional music or hip hop, because that's my oldest. I'm the youngest of all my cousins, and my oldest cousin got me into hip hop. He used to be able to break dance, backspin, all the stuff, and so that was my only two choices, was either traditional Irish music or hip hop. I never heard anything else. We didn't listen to the radio. It was old school-ish, whatever. So
very far ends of the spectrum, like two completely opposite styles. So.
Exactly. So I even like I played the accordion for a while as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's one fact about you I never knew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But at one point I was like, I'm gonna get my ass beat if I keep playing the accordion, and so I just bailed on it. Just like done.
Oh man.
It's not But at the same time, I was just like making mixtapes off of like tape-to-tape recorders and taking songs off the radio, and people were like stealing my fucking mixtapes. Like I'd go to like somebody's car, and you'd be like, "You gotta play this stuff." They'd be like, "It's dope." They wouldn't give it back to me. Like,
that's how you knew it was good. If people wanted to take your shit, like it was good. So that led me into my next question. How did you get started in producing? What made you want to start? Was that like a prelude to you getting beat machines and learning a beat machine?
Yeah, well, I guess. I think part of it was because I dismissed rapping because I was like, I can't rap. Yeah. Which I probably can't. But because I did that, then I had a friend who was maybe in like '93 or something, who had turntables, was a hip hop head, had the most insane collection of hip hop records, because he was getting them all sent to him from the radio stations, even though he didn't DJ on a radio station. He was just connected up with Tommy Boy, connected up with all the old. So they were sending him everything to his house directly. Because of this, I can't plug him now.
Yeah.
but we'd go to his house, and he had turntables and had everything. He had all these records with all these extra remixes that would never get released otherwise, and whatnot. And so I saw him with that, and then he got an MPC 60.
Yeah.
So the first version of the MPCs we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And this came out in like 1984 or something like that. And it only had I can't remember, it might have been like 2 seconds worth of sampling time, or something minuscule.
Short.
But you could everybody made full albums on this stuff. This is like, Marley Marl and
my favorite DJ,
Premier.
DJ Premier, man.
Yeah.
I seen him use it. I was like, mind blown. Like, how is he doing it? I'm gonna learn that.
And so he had the thing, and then I learned just by watching him a little bit, and then he lent me some other pieces of equipment. He had an MC Roland 303,
Yep.
and I had one of those, and he lent me that. And somehow, when I was younger, I could figure out like 80 equipment much better than I can now. And so I had that, and I eventually gave it back to him, and I had like made a bunch of beats all programmed into the thing, and I gave it back to him. He's like, "What the? I got some good beats in here." And he even played me some beats. I was like, "Oh, that's a good beat." He's like, "Oh, that's yours." I was like, "Oh, I don't remember making that."
About that too. Stuff like that too. I'll let you finish though.
No, so that's it. So I had one good friend who got into DJing early, got into production early. I was just, so it made me think that was a possibility, that this is something that I'm all good at, because I picked up his Roland, and I did that quick.
Yep.
And then so as soon as the MPC XL came out, which is in 1999, I bought one. Every other of my friends went to Miami that year to go to the WMC, which is Winter Music Conference in Miami, which is mostly electronic but showcase and whatnot.
Okay.
But back in the day, it was dope. And I forego going to the WNC to buy my first MPC.
Damn, man. See, this story like that is so motivational. You can write like a mini series based around that. Get a character just might play you and lead the whole storyline. That's just that type of things that motivates me to keep going. Like-minded individuals will have like a drive, they have like a feeling, they want to portray that to the world. They have something in their mind, they want to put it out.
Yeah.
A vibe that feels good. I remember, like when I was a kid, my mom used to play like a lot of jazz and R&B in the house. I was always into that, and I played the trumpet in 5th and 6th grade. I played the trumpet, and she used to play the piano and clarinet in the house. She was dope. She was good at it. She played it by the ear, all that. I got all her music books with me right now. But like I told her when I was like 14, she said, "What do you want to do with your life?" I said, "Well," before I knew that I had a passion for cooking, I was like, "I want to be a producer. I want to be a music producer." She's like, "What kind? Live music?" I was like, "Try and buy a boss." I was like, "I don't know. I just want to make music somehow." She's like, "Well, whatever you do, you gotta learn the craft and really feel it." And those words rang true to me still to this day. And around the time I first started writing music, 95, 96, 97, I was in the middle of high school. Those raps were all trash. But I started taking it seriously after 2000. And I never actually figured out how to learn make music hands-on until about 2001. I was in the military, I had a homeboy, he had like an 8-track recorder with a little tape thing, the cassette thing in there. I learned about tracking. What tracking was, I had to play every instrument and sound individually. And then years pass by, I get better at writing, I do shows, become a part of a rap group. That goes on for a while. I start my first solo album, then I meet up with this guy, Lau, who was married to this lady I worked with. And he had this studio in his house. He had this machine. It was kind of like a MPC Renaissance, years before the Renaissance came out.
Yeah, I had what you're talking
connected
about.
to the keyboard. It was huge.
Yeah.
And it was
Multi-track
gigantic.
recorder, all this stuff.
Yeah,
in
I've never
one,
seen anything like this before. And he played like the bass, guitar. He played a lot of instruments. But because of his demons he couldn't control, he couldn't really pursue his dream, but he had so much talent and skills. I would go over there and just like sponge up information off of him, learn from him. So one day, he ended up going to jail for a while, and his wife let me use his laptop because my laptop had broke. So he used his laptop to record your music because I had my own little stuff. And she's like, all right. So I go through his file, his sounds. He had these like ton of unused beats. And when he came home from jail, I said, yo, you got a bunch of beats here. Mind if I use a couple of these? I'll buy them from you. He said, no, pick whatever you want. Sure? Yeah. I saw this one beat, which was the best beat I heard in years. To this day, it's one of my favorite beats by an unknown producer. And I would end up making a song, one of my songs about Hawaii from that Floating on Paradise. And I was like, you know what? When I get my own instruments, I'm gonna read manuals. I'm gonna get tutorials. I'm gonna learn everything I gotta learn, because everything I learned after that is stuff that I wish I would have learned back in high school. Because I picked it all up late.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like so motivated. My homeboy, he went to school for this shit. My boy Jim and I went to school for it. And I wish I would have been there when he was learning all that. I used to go to his fly back home and go do studio sessions with him at that studio. I'm like, damn, I wish I knew what you knew then, back then.
That's.
I always told myself I want to be able to get the feeling that I get when I hear a song or beat that I love.
Yeah.
I want to give that feeling to other people too.
People,
So how can I do that? I put what's in my mind to this machine, to the world.
So what we were talking about before is how like a lot of the hip hop culture now, like whatever we call it, mumble rap, whatever it is that a lot of people kind of like can dismiss. My friend DJ Local, Chris Local here, plays to talk all the time. He brought up a point the other night because we're listening to a lot of Wu-Tang. We grew up listening to Wu-Tang together, so we can relate with a lot of the lines. And he was basically saying that the reason all these young kids took it in a different direction is because you couldn't take it any further lyrical in the direction that Wu was. And the music at that time was how much better lyrically could it have gotten. It was at the peak of that. So rather than try to compete with these people who came before you, who did it better than you could, you got to take it in a new direction. Right. And that new direction might be more like a vibe and energy and flow.
That's what I do respect. That part I do like and respect. It's just.
I know. I mean,
go ahead. What finish what you're saying?
I mean,
because I got a whole theory about it. Go ahead and say what you're saying.
And not me. But he brought up that point, which is like a devil's advocate to most of us old school cats' points of we're losing all the lyrical, we're losing a lot of the culture, and it just made me think that maybe why would you try to compete with somebody you could never break their records? You gotta just go and pick a new lane.
Yeah, I think pick a new lane and be original, do something different. It's great. I appreciate that, and the whole like the party vibe of it and melodic side of it. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate
more
that.
Musical,
great.
Maybe.
But the thing that puts a bad taste in my mouth is when there's too much of it. Too many people sounding the same. Too many people copying each other. Yeah. I can understand a few
originality.
Here and there. Yes, when there's a few here and there doing that, that's cool. I understand it because even in the 80s and 90s,
sound of the times.
There was it's much easier to be different than original back then because it was brand new. It was still in its
so less lanes have been taken.
Exactly. So it's easy to be brand new. And there's only maybe a few rappers that sounded the same. Maybe Slick Rick and Danny Dane was one ones that kind of had
for sure
similar. But back then, but now it's like almost everybody comes out has the same beat production style, same flow style, same auto-tune, same rhythmatic, same ugly ass look, same everything. Talk about the same shit. Like, come on, man, please shoot for originality.
It's like paradigm shift and ideas wise.
It is.
But somebody will do that and shift it again because it's been shifted multiple times. But in the meantime,
I'm waiting for it to branch off again. There's always gonna be like those. Ever since the beginning, there's always been like some bullshit rappers, some bullshit sounds.
Yeah, no doubt.
Some songs that parties and just we vibe to them, we loved them.
Yep.
But back in the 80s and 90s, going there, it wasn't like 90% of the market was that. Now it's like 90% of the market was that. Back then, maybe like 20% of the market was the stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's like 90% of the stupid stuff. And radio radio and big corporations,
it's what money does.
Shoving it down our throats.
That's what money does.
Yeah.
Once people started making real money off of it, then those interests get involved that their interest is money. It's like clicks, advertising clicks of clickbait versus real news stories. It's there's songs that have meaning or are authentic, and there's other songs that they know they're gonna get your attention because it's so pretty.
Exactly, and those artists out there that are still trying to carry on tradition and do stuff that's gonna reach people the right way. There's not that many of them, but they're out there and they get their shine every once in a while. But to me, it used to be the majority of that out there, getting the shine, and the minority of the bullshit. And it's funny because like I joked around with it about a bunch of coworkers of mine. I was gonna put out like a silly ass parody song of a made up rapper named some super stupid silly in a song all out of tune
and just see if
and not using any real words, just playing around doing something goofy, kind of like what what's his name kind of like what Hobson did. He said no words, that video, that song, kind of like that.
I like Hobson.
Put it out on a different SoundCloud, different name, nobody knows me.
Just
see what happens. Playing around. But I didn't do it yet because I was thinking like I could spend and not exaggerating, no line, 12 minutes making that beat and doing that song like that, or I can spend those 12 minutes learning how to get some more money in my pocket. That's what I decided to do. But one thing I might do, just out of spite.
But I think you almost, not even out of spite, but almost out of challenging yourself. Like one time I've interviewed, we're talking about K-Bot, I interviewed Talib Kweli, and I interviewed him at the Fox in person in Boulder.
Lightweight flex, name drop
on
us.
But I was an amateur, so this is what I had, this recording device, handheld recording device, and I lost track of when the on and offs were. So I only got some of the questions recorded, and then other times I got the background, the part I wasn't trying to record because it was an on and off toggle button. But one of the questions I asked Talib Kweli, it was him and High Tech. They're doing a Reflection Eternal show, and I asked Talib. He had that song that Jay-Z sampled, and it says lyrically I'd be Talib Kweli, but since I started making dollars, I haven't been like common sense or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I butchered the line, but the line basically says it was a Jay-Z line, like I mean, if anybody, whatever. So Jay basically said, and he sampled this line of. Or that was his hook of his record. I butchered this. Let's start over.
Basically saying that once he became half a billionaire, he had to kind of water down the style he did use before.
Yep.
But now,
exactly.
To reach more to reach the bigger audience, to reach the bigger audience who may not be intellectually up on the clever wordplay he did back then, but
to reach that audience.
At the same time, the thing that's so smart about Jay-Z is he's doing that at the same time.
Saying stuff.
He's spitting stuff that
both people
40-something year-old rapper with the family should be saying.
Yeah.
Who's married with kids should be saying.
He grew.
He's not saying the same stuff he said when he was like in his 20s. So he's like
exactly.
grown
so he grew.
Much and still stay relevant at the same time. Not many people
and
can do that.
appeal to not being condescending, but appeal to lower intellectual appeal.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to high intellectual appeal at the same time, it's hard to do that. So that was my whole question was to Talib was I said, do you think that you have to dumb it down to make money? Because that was basically the hook of the Jay-Z line. And then he referenced Talib as he would be Talib if it wasn't about making money. And then Talib said, no, he said he came up, the song that says Quality.
Yeah.
Quality, or I forget what his High Tech. And
He's saying his last name.
He said that was his. Yeah, exactly. He was seeing
his first name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said that he came up with that song as the closest thing he could come up to as a pop hit.
Yep.
And it wasn't a pop hit. He was basically saying Jay-Z's got this way of reaching the masses that no matter, like all these underground rappers act like I could make a pop hit, but I don't because I'm underground and I'm real. These motherfuckers can't make a pop hit. You know how fucking hard that shit is? You gotta appeal to the masses. If you have any brains, how do you appeal to the masses?
With the exception of a few people, have a team around them helping them out.
Yeah.
Whether it be like writers or people. Or
but you need the best team. And that's the hardest part because you get people on your team that just try to take you down. Like amassing a team is that's a whole nother skill and level of G. The
song Honest Expression by
Binary Star.
Yes, I'll play that song over and over. They say so much knowledge in that song. And everything you just said the last couple seconds, minutes, that's what they're talking about.
Damn, man. Can we listen to that song right now?
I wish I could, put on, but
because I would really like to. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Fuck yeah, Binary Star. And they had
What's my joint? Look at you start.
And that was an interesting. So this is another topic I think about once in a while is Binary Star. Like they're like a dope hip hop group, but I mean they might get rediscovered in another 10 years or something like that. For the most part, they've been left behind.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a lot of these groups that get pigeonholed as one-hit wonders.
Exactly.
But are they one-hit wonders? Is this the only song you know?
To the masses, they are. But to their cult following, people that hang on there everywhere, that go to their every shows, they sell out. They can sell out small venues and do well. They do the whole career.
I feel like there's some true one-hit wonders. Like Rob Bass and DJ AZ Rock. Yeah, they had It Takes Two, but pretty much, they had a one-hit wonder. That song is like one of the best rap songs of all time.
It's incredible.
But
you hear it in the Super Bowls, you hear commercials,
and it's
weddings.
still dope. Like you drop that shit now, it's still dope.
Young MC, Tone, Sir
And-
Mix-a-Lot, all them cats,
yeah,
man.
but so a lot of people like they dismiss that, like, but there's this quality into that. Like you tapped into that moment, created one good song that blew up. That
Caught lightning in a bottle, which rarely happens.
And there's other people who've made whole albums, like Biggie. Like I love Ready to Die front to back. I love Chronic front to back. I love Illmatic front to back. Far Side front to back. But and I appreciate those.
Yeah. Just here. They come regularly. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
But that's something I thought about on the ride here, because I knew we were going to talk about hip hop.
Of course.
Was that the difference between somebody who creates a hot song and somebody who creates a hot album? I've always gravitated towards people who create hot albums versus hot songs. I love certain hot songs; they're like my favorite songs ever. But a hot album, and that's not easy to do.
Exactly. Something you can put on your playlist, and when it comes on, you ain't gotta hit the skip button. You can be put on random on that one album and go through all day, and it can be songs that can speak to you at that time, something you can relate to, where you can look back 5-10 years later, like, I remember that thing, but I still relate now. Like the song, like Everyday, like you said, Ready to Die, the song Everyday Struggle. Yeah. Back then when that song came out, I had the album, I was like, this is dope, but a year later I'm like, oh, it's dope, I was feeling it. Then years later, even today, I'm like, I hear that song, like, I can relate to it. Not like certain parts, like the crack song and stuff like that. I can relate to that because I never did it. Yeah. But other parts of it, like as far as like just different areas of that song, I can relate to it so much. I listen to it like when vibing out, like thinking about future things I'm gonna be stressing over, getting over. I'm like, man. I love music like that that connects to you. Yeah. Whether be a positive, negative, which is like a therapeutic level. That's what made me want to start writing what I did back in 1998. I want to write and relate to somebody.
Yeah, anything. Make somebody feel.
Yes, that's what
Make somebody feel.
It's about that before getting popular. It's about that before getting money. It's about that before getting famous or recognition. It's about connecting to somebody in the audience. You
yeah, making them feel.
If you connect to one, you did your job. Do a show 100, you connect to 10, 20, you did your job. That's how I feel like going down the fucking stage.
Because I think that's the goal of almost like, without getting too heavy on this, but almost about like what we all want as human beings is somebody else to understand where I'm coming from. And somebody else to have a shared moment. That's why music is so dope, because a beat drops and we're all like, whoa, or this. We all feel what this person is saying. Yep. That's why pictures are so powerful, is because it captures a moment in time, and we can share this feeling. And that's what I feel about art. Art is the ultimate expression of an individual. That as long as it feels, I can look at the Mona Lisa and not feel a fucking thing. And then I can look at some fucking graffiti on the side of the road and fucking start crying. Mm-hmm. Like, which one's more valuable to me?
Yep. It's all about what you relate to.
Yeah.
Everybody and just everything's something different.
And even if it's hate, if somebody hates on you, you struck a fucking chord.
Exactly. You reached them.
You reached them.
Yep.
And
they're thinking about you.
Versus just blandness. Just
there you go.
PC, boring, everyday, no opinion, no attitude, blandness.
That's what a lot of like I've changed the subject, but on a parallel of that thought, I've been a fan of like wrestling entertainment since I was 6 years old. Still to this day a little bit, but I don't really follow it anymore. But like I watch stuff every now and then. And a lot of them will say the same thing. They say like whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, the purpose is to get a reaction. Whether you want them to boo you really hard or cheer you really hard. If they're being quiet, the crowd's being quiet, you ain't doing your job. And you suck.
Impacted. Yeah, no impact.
So you gotta make a reaction.
Yeah.
Whether it's
because any reaction. Because and I think part of that is that even if it's a bad reaction, things counterbalance and swing the other way. Yeah. So when things go too far in one direction, the other side would probably win, because a big swing in one, it's like a pendulum. A big swing in one direction just means a bigger swing back in the other. And so even if you make somebody hate, it's not necessarily bad, because it might make them think about why they hate, and then it might make the other side get stronger.
Well, as long as there's progression involved, if there's progression towards a greater cause, then.
But what is that greater cause?
It's different
depending on who you are. But there's a common
bars.
But there's a common thread through most of it,
So, are you talking about common thread in society or just hip hop? So hip hop's supposed to.
Alright, let's bring it back to this.
Society.
This is what you want to talk about. Hip hop for sure. Let's get back into hip hop.
Straight
hip hop. I get this. You talk about word.
in that topic.
I know you said that you don't got a lot to talk about. What do you want to talk about in hip hop?
Man, well, right now on a serious note, not to put dark cloud in the mood, but I had to take this time. I wanted to do this to give a really good shout out and respect due. Rest in peace, rest in paradise to our man Nipsey Hussle, who was gunned down recently. Very, very pointless.
Prematurely.
Murder. Very, very premature. So prematurely. Very pointless.
Jealousy.
Somebody in his neighborhood that he actually helped out.
Yeah, jealousy.
That came back, and I think that's a big part of it too. Gunned down in front of a store on a block that he bought. Neighborhood. Yeah, man. Man, that was about so much more than just rapping. He's a great rapper. Yes,
it's like crabs in a bucket.
He's done so much for just his neighborhood and charitable organizations and stuff.
What it is
very much a giver. Very much philanthropist. Very much open hand. He just, man. Like,
and that's what they say is like crabs in a bucket.
Talk about giving back, doing this.
But they just
gave back.
Jealousy, hate, envy. Basically, what it is. Why would you take down somebody who's doing something to better your community?
Exactly. You can buy a whole plaza and give jobs to people who didn't have jobs before.
Just because he might not like your. Even if I don't even know the story, but that dude was a rapper. Even if Nipsey somehow was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna sign you, or you're gonna come back at that person.
Yeah, something like that.
Get better. Get fucking better.
Even if it was like a gang member from a rival neighborhood.
And I heard it wasn't even gang. I heard it wasn't.
Just some dude.
That he was a rapper. He had his own little rap career. Yeah, I feel like it was hate.
It was hate. It was a lot of hate. He tried to help him out, but because Nipsey didn't do what old boy wanted him to do for him. We thought it was enough.
He felt this.
Take his life. It was
ego.
So petty.
Dumb ego. So now that dude's dead and this dude's in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great fucking outcome.
It's like you take away something that could have been so big. From when Nipsey started, what he was working on, what he did. Just think about that's just like he's 33. He's 33 years old.
Damn,
just think about 10 years from now. If he would have kept that ball.
Yeah, no doubt. I haven't done shit yet. I'm fucking 39.
It just boggles my mind.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta be careful. But the one thing about Nipsey, and this is something like it's tough. It's about staying in the hood. If you blow up and staying in the hood, Nipsey already had like 10 million with net worth when he got fucking capped, and part of his thing was I'm going to stay in the hood that I came from and try to make it better. But because of that, he got capped.
Yeah, you can't always.
He'd better off he moved to Beverly Hills or fucking some shit.
You know, a lot of stars like go away, come back. How many of them come back to build it up? Come back to invest money and buy stuff to give disenfranchised people a way out. Give them jobs. And Nipsey one of those few that did that. He was trying to do that, and then boom. Somebody out of jealousy would just take him out.
That's what it is. It's
not seeing the bigger picture, man.
But the whole thing is nobody likes to see other people do good. There's a certain amount of people in this world who have this fixed mentality of if somebody's doing better than me, that means I'm not doing good enough. There's other people who have this mentality that if somebody's doing better than me, I should probably learn off that person.
Exactly. Be inspired by that.
I want to surround myself by those people.
Yep. Be inspired by it.
Not
just because it didn't happen for you as fast as it happened for them, or the way it happened for them, doesn't mean that's your path. Your path could be something else.
You got your own lane, right next to his lane, and you can do some shit that he can't do and make him better.
Exactly. I'm still trying to find out what my thing is. That's why I do so much now, because I may know that I have different skills and different things, different loves and different things. I don't know what's going to take off for me, so I try them all, and whatever starts to take off more, whatever sticks, I'm going to follow that, and everything else is going to be a hobby.
Exactly.
So you never know, man. Don't get mad at the next man for taking off what he did. He just found what he was good at before he did.
Yeah.
That's no shame on you.
And then that's inspiring to me. Like,
hell yeah.
I want to have people around me who are doing good and successful, because I want to learn off of them. Like, I'm not trying to leech off them. I'm trying to learn off of them.
Yeah, I want to pick the brains, find out, okay, like, how can I make, if I know anything,
how can I help
what
you?
can I teach you if I know anything?
Yeah, exactly. How can you help me? How can I help you?
Everybody can learn from everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Versus,
is full.
it's not, competition is good once in a while because it helps you get better. Yep. But it's not, everything's not a goddamn competition. Like, every once in a while you got to be on the same team. Mm-hmm. Like, you can get a team together and go against the rival team, but you're not in competition with every individual.
Yeah, you don't want anybody else to fail and not succeed in life. Period.
Yeah.
Because their growth on lane and succeed at what they're doing. If you're on the same lane, people help each other out. Maybe one will be better than the other, but you don't want. Yeah. You shouldn't wish bad on nobody else that's not trying to kill you.
Growth of the whole is growth of the individual. Like we're all parts of the whole.
Say that again?
If growth of the whole is growth of the individual, if the whole grows, then all of us individually grow. We're part of this whole. Like, stop separating your freaking self from the goddamn whole. We are it. Like, people blame society. We're like, you're part of society. Like, or people blame. We're all part of this. Like, in the direction it grows. I mean, it's tough. I'm not trying to.
No, I hear you.
Not at all.
This book by what's his name? Dean Graziosi is it's called Millionaires Success Habits, and that's been like making me reevaluate my life in the present and the recent past, as far as like what can I do to better my situation in the future. For like when I do have kids, when I do get married, how can I make all that stable? How can I make future kids not go through what I've been through?
What's the book called again?
It's called Millionaire Success Habits. It's basically about organizing your life financially, planning out your future, organizing what you do now, how what you do now affects your future, every little thing.
Yeah, of course.
And how to stabilize that
and direct it.
Yes, and it's not even just that book, but it's like different things in general I've been studying and looking into. And it's about taking your life more seriously than you may have in the past. And believe in yourself and loving yourself. I'm very close to where I want to be as far as my success goes.
Yeah, no doubt.
Halfway there.
Yeah,
but
probably never be.
Slope.
Probably never be, but that's the point of it. Keep getting better.
If you would ask me when I was 21 where I see myself, 38 where I'm at now, it's nothing like this.
Yeah,
not at all. Much better.
I have no idea.
So that's making me push forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not depressed. I'm not mad. I don't hate my life now, but I know it could be 10 times better. It should be 10 times better.
That's what you should.
So
always
make me work harder to be better.
Improvement.
Yeah. Always thirsty for knowledge.
And comfort is almost like a vice. You get comfortable.
It's easy to get comfortable and get stuck and complacent.
But some people it's hard to get comfortable who never are satisfied either. I think it's a balance of both. You got to get to a place where you're like, yeah, everything's not perfect, but I'm still happy, and enjoy those moments. But then you got to be like, I'm happy, but this is temporary. I want to make my life better.
Yeah, it's going to get better.
So and then go back to being okay. It's not exactly where I want to be again.
Yes,
but I'm still pretty freaking happy.
Hell yeah, I'm happy as hell right now. Yeah, I know. There's a whole lot more out there for me.
Yeah,
a lot more.
And then as a balance of that complacency versus the ambition.
And it never stops. That's why my brand is Infinite Ambition.
Shout out to Infinite Ambition.
It doesn't stop, man. You're striving to get better. Shit. Never stop. You could be motherfucking Warren Buffett. Let's do the own version of everything.
Yeah.
Or I forgot whatever his name is.
I got his name. Richard Branson.
Yeah. These fucking billionaires. Like the reason they're a billionaire because they never got comfortable, 100% comfortable. They always want more. But that's where I'm at. Like,
I think like those guys have taken it too far on the ambition side, to be honest, because they got to be incredibly busy all the goddamn time, and some of them are getting divorces. Jeff Bezos, whatever. I don't know why he got it, but he's the richest man in the world. Just got a divorce. His wife is now the richest woman in the world.
Yeah, billion, whatever.
And but there's you got to stop to appreciate it.
Absolutely. The whole way you got to appreciate it the long way.
And maybe they are. Maybe these guys aren't. But to get that far and have that much ambition and to drive, I feel like maybe they're not. Maybe they're just constantly
I think it's
pushing.
about more than just money. With me, it's also more than just about money,
of course.
too. I mean, because if you're like donating and trying to build others and help others as much as you're making, then that's great. Because you're not being selfish with it.
That's like Elon Musk. I don't know if you know that guy at all.
I know about that. Yeah. You can drive you so crazy wanting too much, though. Because no one person can change the world. It's a collaborative effort with lots of...
It's like building a team.
Big,
It's kind of what's it about. And I feel like there's a certain number that you've got to cap your team at. It's almost like the way like...
Your team could be too big. Yeah.
Like the way Crescent Butte is such an amazing place. I feel like it's because the number has been capped historically.
Yeah.
And because of that, like in the city, it's hard to have as much community as we have here.
Right.
But it's mostly because once you get too big, then anonymity comes in, and then there's less accountability, so people can take negative actions and not be held accountable for it.
Right.
The bigger something gets, it's almost like the idea of democracy. The bigger something gets, ancient Greece democracy worked because it was a few hundred people.
Yeah. The term, no one man should have all this power, no one group should have all this power, or faction, or I want to say no one country should have all this power, because if we have all this power, being biased, being American from America, I can say we can do that, but that's a whole different conversation that my man Chuck will be a guru about, but he's not here right now.
And then, but even so, you touched on something that I truly believe is that power is inherently corrupting. That everybody, it's like the Lord of the Rings thing. You put that ring on your finger, and all of a sudden, it's precious. It's hard to take off. Your mind starts warping as soon as you get the power.
Wow.
It's easy for people who have never been in power to criticize those who have been in power, but if you gave power to those same people, they would have been corrupted too.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing to hold on to.
It's a drug like fame.
Yes.
And you don't know,
and only to certain people.
Experience it, and
certain people can wield it.
Yeah.
And even they have flaws. True. Martin Luther King was committing adultery. He was. I mean, FBI was spying on him, so they know this stuff.
Yeah.
And that guy was one of the most amazing, beautiful minds
ever.
But he had a little bit of dark, it's just power is corrupting. It just is. It just is. And don't imagine that you understand what it's like. You know, the only reason you cheat on your girlfriend is because you didn't have a chance to cheat on your girlfriend. Nobody else wants you.
Oh, you said it. Whereas the line was kind of weird. You say the only reason you can't cheat on your girlfriend because you didn't have a chance to cheat.
Yeah, a lot of people have this thing. The whole standards against people who they never had the chance. So you'd be like, oh, if I was this banker in control of millions of dollars, I wouldn't have swindled it. Oh. You've never been in control of millions of dollars.
I thought you meant, yeah.
So if you have the choice and you refuse it, I feel like that's higher level.
You shouldn't judge somebody until you walked in their shoes.
Exactly. Sorry. Let's get it back to hip hop. Khari.
Even if you don't agree with this, what they did,
you don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say like.
And you're no better.
It's hard to be like from the outside looking and saying like, well, when
you think you're better because you have never had the chance because you haven't seen their. You're no better.
Until you've been through that situation.
Most of us are no better than each other.
Yep. That's one of the equality parts.
And I think, fuck, I got on the deep end.
That's what happens here on the Infinite Ambition podcast, though, man. Yeah. We talk, we go into subjects, we go into personal stuff, and we just go all over the fucking place. Yeah. That's what it's about, man. It's getting it off your chest, man. Being free, saying what you don't normally say, and being comfortable with it, man. Yeah. Creatives, influencers, anybody got something.
Everybody's got something to say.
And that's what you're here for. Bruh, this has been a great night, a great episode, and I'm sure after we go off, we're going to be talking about some more stuff. It's just that this is one of those episodes where I know it can be in like part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
I don't know what you're doing with this thing, man.
Well, if
you make one episode out of this, I'll be impressed.
Well, this is an episode, and I know that a few people that I've done episodes with in the past, we would do sequels of those episodes because we've had so much to talk about that we didn't get into. Yeah. And it's just that I know how Cesar.
Yeah, you don't want to listen.
This has probably been one of the longest ones, I think. I think we've been talking for almost 2 hours now. And it's been a pleasure, and we will do more of this.
Yeah, thanks, Khari. To be honest, thanks, Khari.
You got anything coming up that you want people to know about? Anything that you're busy doing now or recently?
No, nothing really.
Okay, just living life out here, just trying to stay alive.
Just enjoying it. Hopefully more episodes with you.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
And hopefully some guest spots on KBUT.
Yes. Speaking of KBUT, my homegirl, the Witch's Brew show, Lauren Jane, I apologize for not saying your last name because I can't pronounce it.
Like Warrenski or something like that.
Yeah, she's supposed to be on the Infinite Ambition podcast pretty soon. She talked about it. DJ Triple L, Lunch Lady Laura Silver. She wants to be on the podcast. We talked about it. She's going to be on pretty soon. I've done her show once. I would like to do her show again. Who else? I can't remember the name of the cat that we spoke to. I just love connecting with people.
This is a great resource to be honest in town, Khari. You're a good conversationalist.
And anybody can do it. Anybody can pick up the phone and do it. I can prefer to do it this way for more
Yeah,
digital reasons.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun, man. I'm a fan of podcasts. I'm a fan of radio. And I just thought, you know what? If I can do what I want to do, if my music isn't reaching people the way as much as I wanted it to, why not use a media platform that I love, that I'm a fan of, and just see how much fun I have with it and do it with friends of mine or creators and people I know in town. That's why I started this. And it's on episode 15 now.
Then
Hopefully
you're good.
one day it gets to 115, 1015. You never know what the future holds. It's just fun doing it while it lasts and see what happens, you know?
Right on, Khari.
You got any send-off words for everybody?
No, not really. Just love Khari, man.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the most positive person, you know, since I've been introduced to him at Crest. If you'd have never seen this dude frown, I don't think. It's coming. It's coming. Maybe when we end this podcast, he'll frown.
It's hard to frown when you got so much to be thankful for. And
most driven, positive person I know.
You go
got
through
infinite ambition. I understand why you tagline that.
Yes. Recognize your limitless worth. We're all capable of much more than we think we are. It takes years to know that. And once we figure it out, we just hope that's not too late. You know?
Yeah, never too late. Better late than never.
You know? I can't say I'm perfect or anything halfway of it. It's just that once you've been through, if you go through certain types of bullshit, then little stuff doesn't bother you no more. You just be happy about the present. You appreciate and love everything that the future may hold for you. So on that note, I appreciate my man Brian Smith for coming through. It's been a long time waiting, but we'll have more coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely.
This has been episode 15 of the Infinite Ambition Podcast. Continue to recognize your limitless worth, damn it. Facebook Live, Instagram Live,
we're doing this.
Kharismind.com. Yeah, we doing a live Kharismind Productions on the beat. We out this motherfucker.